Welcome back to Living and Investing in Cleveland. I am Sophie Bolin. I am a realtor with Keller Williams Greater Metropolitan, and I'm also a longtime investor in the Cleveland market. Today, I would like to discuss everybody's favorite question at the moment, and that is, what is the market going to do in 2022? And although no one can say exactly what will happen, there are some very strong indicators that point to what we might expect. But before we do that, I would like to debunk a few myths that keep popping up pretty regularly.
So everyone's favorite question right now, where is the housing market headed in 2022? Although no one can say exactly what will happen, there are strong indicators that point to what we can expect. But first, let's debunk some misconceptions. All right, so the first one is that foreclosures are skyrocketing. I like this one because it's actually true. Yep, foreclosures have surged 67% since last year. Should we be worried? Well, let's look at context. Last year, there was a moratorium in place, so foreclosures were almost non-existent. So of course, in comparison to that, it now appears that foreclosures are totally out of control again, when they are in fact still below the pre-pandemic levels. We are actually still 70% below those levels. The second misconception is that interest rates, which have been steadily increasing, will skyrocket due to inflation and kill the real estate market. So let's check out what interest rates have been doing since the start of 2020. You can clearly see how they decreased significantly during the pandemic, and they have been rising, but we are still well below where we started 2 years ago. If we take a longer look back and include the period between 2016 and 2019, which were booming years for the real estate market, the interest rates during that period were between 3.5% and 5%-ish. Again, we still have a lot of room before we get to those levels. Another misconception, which is tied to interest rates and housing sales, is that we are expecting a significant drop in mortgage originations. Most people assume this predicts a sharp drop in the number of homes that will sell. Let's take a closer look. The reality is that refinancing will drop sharply. And this is due to rising interest rates. Obviously, you're not going to refinance to a higher rate. However, mortgage originations for home purchases, which is what we're really interested in, are expected to rise by 9% in 2022. You see, it certainly pays to read beyond the headlines. The last one is that the housing market is going to crash because of all the previous reasons, as well as the fact that it has been on a long, crazy upward streak for almost a decade. Hence, it is due for a crash. That is the thinking. Oh no. Luckily, past performance does not bear on future performance. Markets are driven by supply and demand. The red band on this chart shows a buyer's market, which is defined by having more than 7 months worth of inventory. Can you pick the housing market bottom? Yep, way up there. There were almost 13 months worth of inventory on the market, nearly twice as much as a healthy neutral market. The gray band is a balanced market or neutral market, which gives neither the sellers nor the buyers an advantage. The green band is a seller's market, which we have been in for quite a few years. A seller's market means that we have less than 6 months worth of inventory. And if you look at today, we are still well into that green band. The chances that the housing market is going to crash are slim to none. We still have too much demand for the current inventory. Why is this? Well, context matters. Millennials are the biggest generation group in the US right now. They are bigger than the baby boomers. There are over 72 million of them, and they are of home buying age, and they have the money to buy. Whew, I feel relieved. Anyone else feel better? So now that we know that the world isn't going to crash all around us, what are the experts forecasting for 2022? Home sales, as compared to 2020 and 2021, look like they will be even higher. Woohoo! As a realtor, I love that. Mortgage rates will still be on the low side as compared to 2016, 2019. Good news again. What about home prices? Experts predict anywhere between 2.8 and 7.4% increase in prices. The average of those predictions is 5.1%, which is well above the historic 3.8% average annual appreciation rate. As an aside, if you look at the chart and the experts, one of them listed, Zelman, is actually a boutique firm, Zelman and Zelman. They are analysts, and Ivy Zelman, who heads the firm, is famous for having called the market top in 2007. And she is now a Clevelander. Just a little factoid for you. So that's another thumbs up for home values. Now, to summarize the 2022 forecast, sale volume will increase, rates will remain on the low side, and home values will increase. Woohoo! Good news on all fronts. And that's it for me today. Thank you for joining me. Don't forget to subscribe so that you don't miss any episodes, and write your comments and questions below. Of course, feel free to suggest a topic for future shows. See you next time.